Welcome.
He's so cute.
Oh, you're so handsy today. It's so funny.
My name is Larry Dawson. So I was asked to come and speak to y'all today about finding your purpose. So the name of the speech and what I'll be talking to you about is finding your purpose. And the reason I spoke up when I was listening to y'all's exercise and speaking earlier, when you were talking and was trying to deliver your message and what you do and what you're capable of to the other person. The reason I said you can over talk it is because one of the things that I learned as a leadership coach, teaching people how to be leaders, is that when you don't truly believe in yourself or what you're selling or what your purpose is, you'll over talk things, you'll overthink things. Because when you believe in what you're doing 100% in yourself, what you're selling, what you're capable of, you're gonna let the facts and what you're capable of speak for themselves. When you're talking almost like you're trying to convince yourself, the person on the other side, they can sense that as well. They can sense that this person doesn't even truly believe 100% in what they're trying to tell me. They're trying to convince themselves at the same time they're trying to convince me. So have clarity on what you're saying. Have a vision. Believe in yourself. Believe in what you're capable of. Believe in what you're selling. That way the person on the other end, when you're delivering your message, they can feel that. That's something I want to share with y'all about watching y'all's exercise earlier. But we're going to go on to what I originally came here to talk about, and that's finding your purpose. So what if I told you that I believe you cannot find your purpose without pain, without loss, without falling down? That's how you really find yourself. That's how you really find your purpose. So there's people that would argue my opinion and say that you can find your purpose in happiness, in bliss, in moments of ecstasy. But I'll argue that point and say that's not true, because then you're on a fake cloud of emotions, an emotional high of ecstasy, which clouds your real judgments. And it doesn't allow you to see things as clearly as you should. Have you ever had someone smack you in the face? If you have, now someone has really got your attention. You will see everything 100% crystal clear. When you fall and you get knocked down, your moment of clarity will come to you. In that moment of pain, that's when you find out who you really are, what you're really made of, what makes you tick, what you're capable of. Will you stay down? Will you get back up? I'm not saying that you can't have those moments of bliss. I'm saying that once you feel that pain, and once you find your purpose, those moments of bliss will come then. Because once you find yourself, and once you find your purpose, then you will have real moments of bliss, real moments of ecstasy. Because you now know who you are, what you're capable of, what you can do without a doubt. So, let's just give you a couple scenarios really quickly. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players to ever play. People say he's the greatest. He had this dream he wanted to be this great basketball player. He got cut from his high school team. Then he went to college. He hit the game-winning shot in the national championship college game, and they still didn't take him number one overall. They still didn't take him to the third pick. He used that letdown, that pain, that knockdown, when they doubted him and they told him he wasn't good enough, throughout his entire career, to push himself to be great. But it was that moment of being cut. If you listen to his Hall of Fame speech when he was inducted into the Hall of Fame, he tells you, when they cut me and told me I wasn't good enough and I had to go home and realized I didn't make the team, I wasn't even good enough to make a high school basketball team, that was his moment of clarity when he found his purpose. I'll never let this happen again. No one will ever tell me I'm not good enough. Babe Ruth was abandoned as a kid. His parents gave him up when he hit his early teens. They didn't want anything to do with him. So he was in an orphanage, and people always make fun of him. He was a fat kid, and he made a decision when he was a teenager that no one will ever abandon me again, and they'll stop making fun of me for being a fat kid. I'm gonna be the greatest baseball player of all time. I'll hit the ball farther than anyone else, and everybody will love me. Back then, people didn't hit home runs. They just hit the ball in the field of play. He said he would do something different nobody else ever did. He got his moment of clarity, and he did it. He hit over 700 home runs. It's been over 100 years ago, and people still talk about this guy. It doesn't matter when you find it. It could be any time. Wayne Gretzky was a world champion hockey player. He would go on to become the greatest hockey player of all time. But he was winning championships. He was winning championships. There was a guy on the scene called Mark Messier. And Wayne Gretzky wasn't even considered the best player on the team. Until after winning 4 straight championships, they finally split the two of them up and they went separate ways. One would go on to be a pretty good player. The other would go on to break every single record there is in hockey and become the greatest player. The one they didn't think was the better. But he found that moment of clarity. I'll go on my own. I'll show everyone I'm the greatest. People find their clarity at a young age. I gave you an example of Babe Ruth finding it as a teenager. People find it later on. I gave you an example of Wayne Gretzky in his 20s finding it. Mark Cuban was 40 years old and bartending. I'm sure I know who Mark Cuban is. But you know what? He found his clarity and he believed in himself. That's what I was talking about believing in yourself no matter what. Because people didn't believe in him, but he believed in himself. They thought he was a fool. He's just a bartender. That's all he'll ever be. He knew what he was capable of making. He knew the devices. He knew the chips. He knew the technology. He knew and he believed in himself. He used bartending to pay his bills until he had his breakthrough and people discovered what he already knew about himself, what he was capable of doing. Now he's a billionaire. Everybody knows who Mark Cuban is. Albert Einstein is considered one of the greatest and smartest human beings to ever walk planet Earth. And all the way to his 40s, people thought he was crazy as hell. He was also abandoned as a kid, and nobody believed in him. But he had these visions. He came from nothing, but he had all these ideas of all these things that he was going to create. And people kept trying to tear him down and tell him he couldn't. And he came from nothing. And what you're talking about is madness. And this doesn't make sense. All the way people kept telling him he was crazy as hell until he was in his 40s, until those inventions started to really happen. And they realized this guy is really a genius. There's a motivational speaker, his name is Eric Thomas. He come from the streets of Detroit, ghetto. He just became the #1 motivational speaker in the world. He passed Tony Robbins this year. He has a story where he tells you how he came from the street, how he was a high school dropout, how he ate out of trash cans, how nobody believed in him. He said, I'm gonna be the #1 motivational speaker in the world. People said, what? Who are you? You wear a hat when you go to speak. You're from the hood. You got a nickname, E.T. They call you the hip hop preacher. Look who's laughing now. He found his purpose and he believed in himself. So everybody in this room, whether it's a small business owner, an entrepreneur, a self-starter, you're trying to find your way. You're trying to find not only the best way to carve out a niche to make money, to make a difference, to change the world, to stand on your own feet, to create something. You're trying to find yourself as well. You can take whatever's happened to you in your life to this point. People doubted you, doubted yourself. You can take all that and channel that and use that as your fuel, as your motivation to push you to succeed, to make yourself great. The way it felt to fall down, to get knocked down, to not believe in yourself, you take that and you use that and you remember that to find your purpose. And when you find your purpose and you know without a doubt and hear what you're capable of, who you are, what you have to offer, then you'll never let anyone or anything stop that. Because the most confident people, the people that have it figured out, the people that have a mission, the people that know their greatness, they're going to face the most obstacles. And when those obstacles come your way, you have to be prepared for them. But once you find your purpose and you know your purpose, then it doesn't matter. Those obstacles are just little speed bumps. That's what separates the people that are going to make it and the people that aren't going to make it. Because life is tough and life hits every one of us. I didn't find my clarity until my late 20s. I watched people do great things and do terrible things. If I would have said to you 5 years ago, I'm going to be one of the top motivational speakers there is, and you knew my story and where I came from, you laughed at me. But now to hear me speak, you got to pay me $5,000 just to hear a word that comes out of my mouth. In 5 years. 5 years ago, I was released from prison. And nobody knew who I was. All they knew that I was a convicted felon. Now I own BTBU Fitness, I own BTBU Promotions, I have my own clothing line, I travel up and down the East Coast doing motivational speaking. I have my own radio show. And major companies hire me to come in and teach their leaders how to be leaders. If I would have told y'all this was going to happen, everyone would have laughed at me and said I was crazy. I never thought I was crazy because I already knew. When I got knocked down, and I felt that pain, and I felt that clarity, and I felt how everybody looked at me, I felt what it was like to lose everything, I had my moment of clarity. And I found my purpose. And I made the decision that I was going to take everything and I was going to flip it around and take everything that had been negative and bad and not make it good, but make it great. And from that day forward, I would change every single person's life that I came in contact with. Because I always had the ability. I was always a leader. I led people the wrong way though. And I led myself in the wrong way. But I had to feel that. I had to get knocked down. I had to feel that, what it was like to have everything taken from me. There was my motivation. There was my pain. And it made me see my purpose crystal clear. So when I came home, not a dollar to my name, not a job, nothing. No one willing to do anything for me. I just looked for a crack. I just need one little crack, one little opportunity. It took a couple months because people just want to shut every single door they could in my face. But I found one single crack. That's all I needed. So you say, you take nothing and you can make it anything. I don't know what anybody in this room has. But no matter where you think you're at, man, I went this many years and I don't have this, or I'm just starting from here, or nobody knows who I am, or I don't really have enough money, or I'm too young, or I'm too old, or I'm too this, I'm too that. It's all bullshit. That's all excuses. It doesn't matter. Once you find your purpose and you believe in yourself and you know who you are and what you're capable of, the only person that can stop you going forward is you, is the limitations you put on yourself. That I don't know, will they like me? Will they buy this? Will I get this job? Am I good enough? Will they believe in me? That's all right here. Because you have everything you need right here inside of you. Every time someone told me, no, I couldn't do it, or you can't do this, I just smiled. I already know I'm going to do it. I already know the next step after this, and the next step after this, and the next step after that. I know the ultimate goal. Every time it's a spot in the body is just keeping it warm for me. It took him over 40 years to get it. I'm right there on his tail after 5 years. So I go back to finding your purpose in pain. Nobody's life is perfect. Everybody in this room has experienced pain and been knocked down and know what that feels like. I challenge you to take those feelings and remember them. Don't dwell on them and don't let them beat you up. That's self-abuse. Use them as fuel, like when you put fuel in a vehicle to make it run. I'll never let anybody see me fail again. Because even if I don't get something to go my way, that's okay. That's their loss. I'll get the next one. The most important thing that I could ever say to anybody in this room is to believe in yourself. People think I'm crazy sometimes when I talk. I had a conversation recently with someone that I'm about to go into business with and do some business with, and I know that when I was sitting across the table talking to him, I know there was moments during the conversation that he was like, this guy's crazy. Damn right I am. I crazily believe in myself and what I'm capable of and where I'm going. And nothing can stop me. And every single thing I said I was going to do, I've done. And other people will say stuff to me like, aren't you so proud of yourself? Aren't you so happy of where you're at and what you've done and all this? Nope. Nope. Because you might be happy. You might be proud. You might be excited for where I'm at after 5 years. I'm not. I already saw all this coming. And I know the next steps. I should even be further along. That's how I look at it. Because the moment you start to settle, the moment you start saying, I've done good enough, this is okay, I'm okay right here, that complacency, that gets you stuck. When I say stuff sometimes, I talk so matter-of-factly about things that haven't even happened because I believe 100% they're going to happen. I don't care what you say to me, they're going to happen. I am going to put in the work to make them happen. And no matter what anyone says, I believe 100%. That's why when I say to you, the most important thing that I can say to you is to believe in yourself 100%. Because if you believe in yourself and what you're capable of and your vision 100%, everything will take care of itself. The biggest mistake I see everywhere I go with ordinary people, with business CEOs, with celebrities, with athletes, with business people, with entrepreneurs, is doubt. And I said to you, I own BNP Promotions and I do different events. I'm constantly dealing with celebrities and athletes. And you would be shocked how many don't believe in themselves. They might have a skill that's got them to a certain level.
But that does not bring real confidence in here and in here. Doubt is the enemy. Those voices, that's the enemy. I wish that I could take and give to everyone the ability to shut that off, to stop that. Can I? Am I good enough? What about this? What about that? If I had one gift that I could give to everyone, it would be to give that to everyone so they could shut that off and have 100% belief in themselves. But that's not reality. But what I can do is I can come and talk to people. I can explain my story. I can tell you that I was abandoned as a kid. I can tell you that I was abused, I was beaten, I was molested, I was homeless, I was passed through 13 homes in 1 year, I lived on the street. I can tell you that I sold drugs, that I hurt people for money, that I ended up going to prison, that I served 13 years in prison, that I've seen the complete other side of life. I've been shot, I've been stabbed, I've been abused, I was forgotten and thrown away. Now when I go places, people ask me for my autograph, ask me if they can take their picture with me, ask me if they can be a part of my events. Saturday, I would be walking down the red carpet at the 13th Annual Queen City Awards, sitting up front in the VIP table, presenting awards, and backstage doing whatever I like to do because people just want to be close to me. Am I saying that to toot my own horn? I'm saying that because I'm pointing out a picture that it doesn't matter where you came from or what you went through or what other people think about you, you can overcome anything. Find your purpose. Believe in yourself. Know what you're capable of. And put in the work, and nothing can stop you. You can do anything. Believe in yourself. Erase doubt. If I asked everybody in this room if you know what your purpose ultimately is, how many of you know what your purpose ultimately is right now? Ask me if I believe it. All of y'all that raise your hands know what your purpose is.
Do you believe us?
No. And ask me why.
Why?
Because I can see it when I look into people's eyes.
Okay.
I can see if you believe in yourself 100% or if you're telling me that you believe in yourself. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. The reason I'm saying that is to bring up a point that when you really believe in yourself 100%, there's no flinch. There's no guess. And I'm not saying that about everyone to raise their hand. I'm saying that when you know 100%, there's no guess. There's no flinch. That flinch, that guess, that 92, 93, 94% sure, that's still allowing those thoughts and those doubts to creep in. It doesn't matter if it's only 5% doubt. It doesn't matter if it's only 4% doubt. It doesn't matter if it's only 3% doubt. That's still doubt. I hope everybody in this room understands the message that I was trying to get clear and understands that there'll come a time when that moment of clarity of finding your purpose comes to you 100%. And you'll understand what I was saying about the moments of ecstasy then, because you will finally understand who you are, what you're capable of, your goals, and that no one can stop you except for you. When that moment hits everybody in this room, whether it's already hit you or whether that's coming one day in the future, do not beat yourself up as, why did this take so long? Why am I just now discovering this? I've wasted that amount of time. That's living in the past. Erase the past. The only thing that matters is now and going forward. Find your clarity. Believe believe in yourself, erase doubt, find your purpose, and the sky is the limit. Thank you, God, for having me here. I appreciate you guys listening.